How's it going, everybody? I'm Sam Lee, reading for writer Jaydyn Spisak, and welcome to Gaming Instinct's How to Slay series for Monster Hunter Rise. In today's episode, we'll teach you guys on how to take on the Arzuros. Arzuros appears as part of a second urgent quest in Monster Hunter Rise's main story. In our experience, it seems clear this will be a good test for all the early hunters, as Arzuros attacks fast and hard with difficult to read movements. Here's what to expect from this monster. Arzuros is a hard-hitting bear that uses his sharp claws to swipe at you. Even if you feel like you're out of his range, his charge attack can leave you desperate for health if you're not careful. Unlike the great Izuchi who we covered in the last video, Arzuros doesn't have any backup, but he makes up for this by inspiring a false sense of security, proceeding to butt stomp you if he's attacked from behind. Let's go over his weaknesses. Arzuros is most susceptible to fire, but also suffers mild damage from water, electricity, and ice-based attacks. If you are having trouble, be sure to farm a Banahabra fire weapon to make the job easier. When attacking, you should aim for his head and hind legs. Arzuros will also succumb to poison, paralysis, sleep, and exhaust. He boasts heavy resistance to water and dragon attacks, as well as a lesser degree of resistance to stun, blast, and fire blight. Now, let's go over his attack patterns. Arzuros has a handful of attacks with similar tells, which makes him hard to read. However, he is slow enough that you should be able to move out of the way much easier than with other faster monsters. The first attack to look out for are his swipes. Arzuros will stand on his hind legs, raise his arms, and follow you around as he swipes his claws between 1 and 4 times in a row. To avoid this, just stay in front of him, roll off to his side, and keep rolling in a diagonal line. Next, the shoulder slam. Arzuros will get down on all fours and shoulder slam you, which is sure to result in you being stunned. That will allow him to follow up with one of his other attacks, like a grab or a charge. Your best option here is to roll to the side in order to avoid the initial slam. Coming up, the charge. The charge isn't something to be feared too much, as this move won't cause a great deal of damage on its own. It will, however, lead into a grab if it is not avoided. Arzuros will sprint at you on all fours and change direction at least once, so stay light on your feet. Lastly, but perhaps the most dangerous of all, his grabs. The grab attacks are what cause the most damage and can be devastating to both ranged and melee players. The first grab has you being tossed a good distance into the air. If you happen to get grabbed, use your wire bug by pressing Z, L, and B to create distance between you and Arzuros. The second grab is arguably Arzuros' most dangerous move. Your character will shout a warning as Arzuros grabs you and slams you into the ground, dealing massive damage and leaving you vulnerable due to stun. Remember, this move is a follow-up from Arzuros' charge, so keep your wits on you and keep moving. Now, let's discuss weapon strategy with ranged versus melee. Ranged players will have an easier time with Arzuros as they already have a solid distance between them and the monster. Remember to always aim for his head, and if you find yourself too close, use your silk bind by pressing Z, L, and A buttons to leap out of harm's way and begin recharging stamina. Melee users should not get in front of Arzuros whatsoever. This will leave you vulnerable to his grabs and swipes. For your own safety, stay by his side and try to only hit his hind legs. We also advise that you not attack him from behind, or he will stun you with a butt stomp, as ridiculous as that sounds. If at any point you end up in a dangerous position, use your silk bind maneuver or the wire bug to make a quick escape. And that's it for this installment of Gaming Instinct's How to Slay. To see more guides and how-tos, make sure to subscribe to not miss new editions and videos. Until next time, happy hunting.